Hi, this is Gail, and I'm here today to talk about my crafty goals for November and to update you on where I have gotten. And this is something I will show you a little later on, and this is my woodland journal. Okay, so let's get started with the goals right away. And first of all, one goal video per month. Yes, I did do that. So that's a plus. 2 journaling mixed media videos per month. I've had 5 videos all total this month. So 4 were mixed media and 1 was a goal. 2 or more parts tutorial series. Yes, I did a tutorial series on suspended specimen folder pockets. 1 or more live streams or hangouts? No. It's really hard for Lori to stream, which is my friend who streams with me. On the weekends, that is her only time. During the week, she is so busy watching her grandchildren and is exhausted by the evening. And so there's only the weekends, and she has a lot of running to do and things to accomplish for her Etsy. So sometimes there just isn't time for us to do any streaming, unfortunately. Now, will I do a stream alone at some point? Don't know. Maybe something to think about. 1 usage at least of Scan and Cut per month. I have not used my Scan and Cut this month. I really haven't had a need. Finish projects. Complete at least 1 project per month. Yes, I did complete it. I will not show you the whole thing, but I will give you a little taste. My woodland journal has a birch bark cover, and it is very eclectic, so you can kind of get an idea of what the cover looks like. I'll open it up real quickly. It's got charms. It's got some wallpaper. It's got, here is the suspended folder pocket specimen. Let's see, it's a weird long name. Suspended specimen pocket, I guess. So anyhow, but that's what it is. So you can just kind of take a peek. Oh, and these are kind of neat. These are laminated tags. So there's lace, and there are all kinds of little goodies of trim inside. Now, this one is strictly decorative, but it could be made for journaling by just adding some writing paper on the back. Okay, so not going to bore you with this whole thing, but this is a real variety of materials and substrates, so you can see. Okay, so did complete that, and I spent a really long time working on this. I was utilizing, well, actually I was making a lot of tags through the 3 and 15 challenge with Dee Farrago, and so made lots of tags. Okay, so anyhow, that was fun, but it was lengthy, and it really was a joy, I have to say, though, because there were no parameters. I kind of did what I wanted, and that made it kind of fun. Now, I had oodles of stuff left over, and this is just one portion of stuff that I had left over. I had made so much stuff. And so yeah, just fun stuff. Then, and I also, of course, finished working on tags for the challenge. So those were the main things that I did. I made some snippets and what have you, but it was putting the journal together this month, and finishing up tags and ephemera for it. Organization cleanup. Cleanup desk, yes. But cleanup room, no. I'm just starting on that now and trying to get things put away so that the room is all cleaned up for the Christmas celebrations that I hope we'll be able to have. Use up stash and track spending. Been using up papers, yes. For example, in my woodland journal, I used a lot. Making tags, I used a lot as well. Doing the snippets, I used some. Use paints before they dry out. I have been working on using my paints and doing some jelly prints as well. Revisit supplies to energize. I have been, and one of the things I've been working on using up is rub-ons. But rub-ons are one of those things that when they get so old, they won't actually rub off anymore. So you have to use them more like a sticker. But I don't have a huge amount, but the ones I do have, I'm trying to use up. Minimize spending. Yeah, so. I kind of got hooked on something that I'll show you. Started doing some planning for Christmas, and so of course I had to pick up a few odds and ends. This happens to be Tim Holtz Christmas fabric. It's so yummy. I couldn't resist. Not all of them are yummy, I don't think, but I'll just show you a few of my favorites. And that one's kind of cool because it's ledger. Yeah, that one not so much. So these are great because they have words on them and you might even be able to cut them out. Really like that one. And that one's not so bad, but anyhow, you can see. But it was a whole bundle deal, so I went ahead and got them because I'm kind of interested in doing some, well, they're calling it slow stitching, but really it's hand stitching and also embroidery. And so I'm interested in getting a little start on that and perhaps doing a little crazy quilt type cover for a journal. I don't want to do a whole crazy quilt. That's more than I want to take on. And I have no need for a quilt, but I think it would be fun to do a journal cover that's made out of crazy quilt type fabric. So, racks. I have been doing racks. I decided that it gives me pleasure to give things, and it also helps take your mind off of yourself and the situation in the world. And if you can send something out that brightens someone's day, why not do it? So I sort of set a goal for myself to send at least one tag or card or little goodies through the mail to someone. Just once a week. That's not that much to ask, right? And it does really brighten people's day. So I'm going to give me a plus for that one. Educate. Minimum of 3 classes or online courses to stay fresh and synergize. I think I told you last month that I have signed up for Wanderlust coming up in January. Excited about that. Trying to get into a class or studio time with Ingrid, and I'm going to slaughter her last name, Jikers, I believe it is. She lives in Byron, Michigan, which is, I think, about an hour and a half from where I live. or so. And I'd kind of like to take her class. She does some pretty cool things with her journal. So, you know, that's something else. Besides doing things online periodically that I see and want to do. So, yeah, I think I'm good there. Do a swap, at least one this year. Well, I've done more than one. I think I've done 3 so far. I just recently completed, it was a one-on-one swap, and it was to create a journal cover that was the size of like a 5x7 card, and you could actually use a card as your base or your substrate. And you could collage or just, you know, put paper over the top, whatever. Anyhow, so I just completed that. It was that in a cluster. And now I am preparing for a Christmas tag swap. So I am doing swaps and more than one. So woohoo, I did it. The word for this month is joy. And I think I already used the word when I was talking about doing the woodland journal. It just gives me joy to do something where I have creative license to do whatever I want. There are no confines. There are no confines for time or anything else. So that's one of the things that I feel gives me joy, besides, of course, spending time with my family and especially my 4-year-old grandson. And haven't been able to see him recently because of everything that's going on. And hopefully, before too long, we will be able to see each other. We could not get together for Thanksgiving, but hopefully for Christmas. We'll just see what happens. But, you know, Zoom is wonderful, or we use Google Duo on our phones because my daughter doesn't have an iPhone. And we just, you know, it's almost as good as being there. And I think back on having had a long-distance relationship with my husband. I was in Virginia doing student teaching, and he was in Georgia, and all we had were snail mail letters back and forth and phone calls. And now there's video calling. It's wonderful. Love it. And it's really helpful. And that gives me joy. If I can't touch him and hug him, then it's okay, because I can still see him. So, you know, you have to take your joy from the little things in life right now. So, that's what it's all about. And even though I'm getting tired of cooking, I'm actually finding a little bit of joy in getting back into the kitchen and doing more cooking and creating and finding something different to make. So that's been kind of fun. I was going to just show you. These are 2 of the tags that I've made so far for Christmas. And they're really highly mixed media, especially the backgrounds. There were a lot of steps to doing what's been done so far on these. And the card themselves, they look pretty simple, but really the work was all in the background. It's got some crackle, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a lot of texture and crackle, and I love it. It was really fun. And I got my ideas from watching Andrea from Artie Mays. So if you don't know about her and you like mixed media and journals, she's the lady to see. So that is my month in a nutshell. Didn't do as much as I did the previous month in terms of videos, but you know, it is what it is. I did a lot of work, but just not something that I filmed. And I apologize for my fingers. This is dye from, or actually distress ink from colorizing these little trees on the ties of my journal. So It's been a couple of days now. It's slowly wearing off. So beware, wear gloves. Don't do like me. Okay, well, I hope that this has helped to inspire you to reach your goals and to have a little bit of fun. Get out there, create, make something. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.